What's going on, you guys? Brandon from Vegas here, and welcome back to Real Estate 101. As always, I've got my partner, Bill Gaylord, in here. Got it right this time. And today, we are going to be discussing where real estate prices are going in 2025. And spoilers, they're going up.
They're going up.
Bill, let's start with why we believe that and what everything is priced at right now. So, Bill, what are the current interest rates nationwide as we stand November 2024?
So if you go to, I love Mortgage News Daily. It's a great spot. It's a most exciting website you can see on the internet. I love it.
It's crazy
But
how many
it's just
people
love that website.
So many
People
people.
are like, I'm not going to go there.
Well, exciting is not. It's exciting to you because you're a nerd. So many people message me, or when we do the live show on TikTok, they're like, "Brandon, what's the mortgage rate today? What's the interest rate?" I'm like, "Did you know you could go on Google and just like type this in and it'll tell you?" You
Yeah.
know.
The best resource, in my opinion, is Mortgage News Daily.
Yeah.
And they do basically a survey of lots of companies throughout the nation, and they kind of come up with an average rate. It's called the Mortgage News Daily rate. And right now it's like just over, it's just under 7%. Let me check that out there for you.
Yeah. Last we checked, it was hovering around like 6.9. So it spiked up before the election. And then right after the election, it dipped down a few percentage points, you know? That whole
702 right now.
702. So we're sitting at about 7%.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Now, remember everybody and their mother told us that after the election, interest rates were going to go down, so this would be the best time to buy. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember people arguing about that, right? So right now, it's sitting about a 7% interest rate, right? What is the FHA loan maximum right now?
The FHA loan maximum right now in Clark County, $498,257.
$498. So it's about $3,000 higher than the last time we checked in, right? So the FHA loan can get you about a $500,000 house, right?
No. That's the max loan amount, $498,257, which means if they put 3.5% down, they could buy a house around $516,000.
$516,000.
Yeah.
So right now, what are conforming rates at? What are we looking at for conventional?
Conventional rates, that's the 7%. Okay. FHA and VA are typically about 0.5% lower than the conventional rates.
Okay.
So right now they're probably about 6.6.
6.6?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. So if you're an FHA or VA buyer, we're looking at a 6.6 rate. If you're a conventional loan buyer, we're looking at about a 7 flat. Now, Bill, for the people who don't know this, why are conventional loan rates higher than FHA and VA?
Conventional loan rates are essentially market driven. It's based on the market of the Wall Street. Wall Street trades at bonds. It's called mortgage-backed securities, and that's where it's at. The FHA and the VA program are more regulated by the government, and so the rates are typically a little bit lower.
So you get a lower rate, but what it comes with is government regulations and a few higher, mortgage insurance rate.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Right. So there's some trade-offs,
Yep.
right? Where do you see prices going in 2025 and why, based on what we just discussed?
So a lot of it, in my opinion, a lot of people froze before the election,
Yep.
right? They just completely like, oh man, we're not doing anything until something happens. So now we've got a new administration. Trump is shaking it up. He's going to go through and do his thing. But there's a lot of thought with the new administration that interest rates inflation will go up because of new tariffs that he's going to potentially impose. A lot of it, I think, is just he's negotiating with other countries.
Of course.
And so, but the thought is that inflation will go up a little bit, and that means that interest rates will remain somewhat elevated. I don't think we're going to see a dip in interest rates. So when interest rates are higher, values of homes will probably remain pretty constant. I don't think they're going to probably go up a little bit just because of supply and demand.
Yeah.
But if rates were to drop, they would go up. But I think we're going to go sideways, in my opinion, on home values.
On home values 2025?
For the first 6 months.
Oh, for the first 6 months.
Yep.
Okay. What would you say if right now interest rates sitting at 7.0 for conventional, what would you say if we took a dip down to the low sixes? Would you feel the same way?
No. In fact, we saw when rates actually dipped down to almost 6%. We locked some at 6%. We locked some VAs at 5.5%. There was a big spike in the number of people that were looking for homes.
Yeah.
It just happened.
It was
that's the
it was that
tipping point.
September. It was that September move, right?
Correct.
I think we hit like 5 or 6 buyers all in that little streak right there, and we told them, and like we've been telling people on this podcast, look, I know the internet likes to play up, oh, rates dip after elections, and I'm like, okay, what did they do right before the election, right? Everybody likes to focus on like statistics are the easiest way to lie to somebody, right? Because all you have to do is give them statistics from a certain time period and they believe it, right? So they're like, well, Brandon, over the past 4 elections, the rates have gone down. I'm like, yeah, but what did they do a couple months before the election? Did they go up? Well, I don't know. Okay, so then what does it matter if it went down, right? And as we saw this year, in September, the rates had dipped down to like 6 flat in a lot of cases.
Very close.
And we were telling people, hey guys, grab these rates. These are excellent rates. Grab them. Like, no. It's going to be even lower before the election. Okay, well, what happened? Right before the election, the rates spiked back to the 7s. And then after the election, they dipped down a little bit. So did they really go down? No. They're higher now than they were in September, right? And this is what we're trying to teach people. It's like, listen, the internet is filled with mysteries and myths and old wives' tales. Listen to the people who actually do this on a daily basis, right? What we researched coming into this episode is not just where interest rates are going, because like we said, that's impossible to predict, right? You and I have always been honest about that.
Yep.
We can make educated guesses on the interest rate based on certain numbers, inflation numbers, but ultimately the interest rate is out of anybody's control. What we can be knowledgeable about is where loan limits are going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a huge reason why I believe prices are going to still continue to go up in 2025.
Yeah.
The FHA loan limit increase, they're stating it could be about 6%. Now, for most people, what the hell is 6%? In raw numbers, that's an increase from 498,000 to about 528,000.
Yes.
And that's just the loan, as we discussed earlier, which means people could start buying houses in the what? The 500,
550s.
550 range?
Yep.
Okay. So just give you as an example, currently in Las Vegas, with the FHA loan, thanks to where the limits are, you can buy a house in the low 500,000s, right? So a lot of houses in Las Vegas are priced at 510, 515 because we know that's where the loan limit goes, right? If the FHA loan limit goes up to 528, those same houses are just going to start listing themselves for 550.
Yeah. I'm going to do a real quick calculation. But
Please do.
Yeah. So
Please do. I will do what I'm going to do is they call it in radio, they call it a filibuster.
a filibuster.
I'm going to filibuster while you get the numbers together. So Bill has been a lender. For those of you who it's your first time tuning in, Bill has been a lender for decades. He was an appraiser before that. This guy is fantastic with numbers. He's one of those weird nerdy dudes who goes online and just like really gets off to numbers. He loves that shit.
I love him.
So Bill, what are we looking at number wise?
So math wise, 3.5% minimum down. If the FHA loan amount, and they set them, they will be set for sure in December. So they should be coming up here in December.
Okay.
But if it goes to the 528, the sale price can be 547, 150.
Yeah.
With minimum 3.5% down.
Yeah.
So right at that 550 sale price range.
Why are loan limits increasing?
It's pretty much based on the appreciation that has happened throughout the country in the different markets to keep up with appreciation in home values.
Okay. Little pro tip for you guys. Just much like your credit card, just because your loan limits are going up doesn't mean you need to max them out, but a lot of people will, right? And one of the things we try to teach is reality here. There's the right way to do things, and there's where most people are going to do things, right? And you have to separate the two things, right?
Yeah.
Just because the loan limit is going up 30,000 doesn't mean you need to spend 30,000, but the average consumer, if you show them a $500,000 house and a $550,000 house, they're going to pick the $550,000 house no matter what. They'll make any excuse in the world. Oh, well, the pool is nicer. Oh, well, the backyard has whatever excuse they need to make, they're always going to take the more expensive house. So even if you want to be more conservative with your money, real estate doesn't work that way, right? You may want to bid $515,000 for the house. But if Joe Schmo with a new elevated FHA loan wants to bid $550, he's going to bid $550, right? And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't control the rest of the market. And this is a big reason why I tell people, I hear what you're saying about the market staying sideways. I hear you. But as we saw during COVID, if you give people money, they will spend that money. Matter of fact, they'll spend more than that money. If you give people $1,000, they'll find a way to spend $1,500.
Well, how much did home values go up last year with elevated rates?
In Las Vegas, the average home rose 6%.
Yeah, 6%. So,
6%.
And that was already with elevated rates.
Yes,
right?
100%.
So what's your prediction for 2025 in terms of values?
If we maintain another 6%, even if we hit the same level as last year, Las median price range is going to start hovering closer to 450, 475,
Yeah.
5. Like, at what rate does it stop? You know, truthfully, I think we're going to hit higher than 6%. The reason is people love change. Change doesn't have to be good. Change doesn't have to be bad. People just like change, right? And after the election, this election represented change for a lot of people. Whether that's right or wrong is not up to us to debate. But for a lot of people, it represented change. And with change comes belief. So you have a ton of people for the past year who have been sitting around waiting for the election. So whether the interest rate went down is irrelevant to them. All they know is, okay, my guys in the office, I believe in America. I'm going to buy a house. I've been waiting for a year. These rates have sucked. I'm watching prices go up, right? Think about if you've been in Vegas. You moved from California. You've been renting here. You were told to wait till after the election. So you sat here and you rented, and now they raised your rent by $150. And the house that you were looking at that was $400,000 is now $430,000. And you're like, what the hell? I don't feel like I made money. I don't feel like I made the right decision. So you're going to have a lot of desperate people, and the FHA loan limit's going up.
Well, and I think there's new energy, right? There's different energy for sure, right?
Yeah.
New energy. And sometimes you get momentum. And momentum is one of those things where you just like, whoa, here comes this wave of energy, this momentum, and it just kind of picks everything up. And right now, I do believe there's a lot of energy out there and a lot of momentum that could be created if a lot of things change, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to potentially bring more people into the market. I think people that have been waiting, you say waiting for a year.
Yeah.
Some of these people have been waiting for 4 years.
100%.
Some of them are trying to downsize. Some of them are trying to, they've got 3 new kids and they got to get, in the last 3 or 4 years, they got to get a bigger house, right?
Yeah.
So they're eventually going to, there's pent up demand. There hasn't been a lot of supply. There's more supply now than there has been. But I think we're going to see a pretty healthy real estate market in 2025.
Yeah. And this is why I can't see it going sideways. I can't. I've always told people the interest rate doesn't matter. I believe in it firmly. I think it's an excuse some people make. It's an excuse other people make. But ultimately, I don't think it matters for people, right? We are not fact-based creatures. We're emotional-based creatures. I call this the home decoration theory. Are you ready for this?
I was like decoration. I can't wait to hear this one.
So in my neighborhood, right, me and my neighbor put up our decorations early, way before the holiday starts.
Nice.
And everybody in the neighborhood walks through the neighborhood with their dogs. They see our decoration and they're like, oh, it's time to start putting up home decorations, right? When they polled people across America, do you know the number one reason people started or thought about buying a home is they saw somebody they know do it, right? And it factors into your theory of momentum. Once one person buys a house, then their sister buys a house, then their friend buys a house. It's like, oh my God, everyone's buying houses.
I better go get it.
It's that momentum, right? Some people call it fear of missing out. Whatever you want to call it, it's real. It's real. And all it takes is that first wave of people to be like, oh, wow, the loan limit is, I can now get a $550,000 house with the FHA loan. That's crazy, right? That's all it takes is a couple people to hit that. And we're going to start to see it just snowball and snowball and snowball and snowball. So I see that housing market going up in 2025. Whatever prices you saw, even right now, what's it, November? The prices you see now in November, I don't think they're going to exist April of 2025.
Yeah. Well, you're boots on the ground. I mean, you're bringing people out there every single day in regards to showing houses and what they can buy for a certain price range. So you see that momentum probably more than I do.
Can we get, I'm sorry, Austin, for the YouTube video, are we able to put like an article on the screen or something like that? Okay. So what I would like to do is there's two communities in Summerlin, KB Home communities up there in West Summerlin, up there by Red Rock where they're building everything, right? We bought last year at one called Nighthawk. KB Homes, same size, about 2,100 square feet. The base price was $520,000. Base price. I was at KB Homes yesterday. They have a new community coming up in that area. Same area, same size. The base price is $675,000.
Same floor plans?
Same everything.
Everything. Wow.
So in literally a year and a half, the base price has gone up over $150,000. They say, well, the lots are bigger on this one. Okay. That's why the lot premium's $70,000. So even if the base price is $675,000, $650,000, with a lot price of $70,000, you're starting at $720,000, $730,000 just to get the house started.
Yeah.
Right? So when people tell me like, oh, the prices can't keep going up, yes, they can. I go to new builds every day. New builds are way ahead of the market in terms of pricing. And if they're telling you these new homes in Summerlin are now base price $720,000, that's where it's going.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's where the existing homes kind of tag along with new homes, right? The new home subdivisions basically set a new market, right? They go in, they market it, they got financing incentives. There's a lot of things that go along with it, but they set a price. And then many times when you go out and look, you know, maybe that price is too high over here for somebody, but they can get something a little bit lower, and it just kind of elevates all prices.
It does. With new loan limits and with interest rates settling in or going down, it's going to add new buyers to the market, right? Bill always has this thing. Bill, if the interest rate goes down by 1%, how many new buyers hit the market?
5 million potential home buyers due to
5 million.
affordability.
You ready for another Vegas analogy?
Yes.
Okay. So imagine you have a bar, right? And it's $20 to get in. It's ladies' night, right? So it's $20 to get into that bar, right? Now imagine if you just said, it's an open bar. Everyone can come in and drink for free, right? How many people are going to be in that bar?
A lot.
How many people are going to be in that bar competing for bar space, competing for drinks, competing for attention, competing for this, competing for that, right? That's what it's like when both the interest rates go down and loan limits go up. Because people say, wait. I can buy a bigger house and you're going to give me more money to do it and it's cheaper to borrow? Oh my God, I've been waiting my whole life to splurge, right? And I know it's humorous to compare real estate to an open bar, but it essentially runs on the same concept. The more people you allow with fewer restrictions and the more access they have to the thing they want, be it alcohol or real estate, the more people will show up. They don't care how crowded it is.
No.
Most people would rather go to a crowded, open bar where they can only get one drink in an hour for free than go to a nice, healthy bar where they have to pay $10 for a drink, but they can get 5-6 of them in that hour. You know what I mean? Real estate's the same way.
Let me kind of give some perspective too in regards to the number of potential buyers that are out there that just have not made any kind of a move, that are kind of waiting on the sidelines, that are maybe stuck in their house. When I got into this business 32 years ago, okay, the number of transactions that happened in 32 years ago was the same number of transactions that happened this past year. Identical. Now, when I got in 32 years ago, the population was probably around 280 million in the US. Now it's close to 345, 350 million, right? And the same number of transactions. There's people that are there waiting to
Yes.
jump in. And if you look at that too, values did not go down.
No.
They did not go down
No.
last year. They went up.
And there's not enough, as much as they're building, there's still not enough inventory.
Wait.
Because and this is something we want people to understand, who, especially people who are learning from their parents or whatever. You're not just competing with other retail buyers and consumers. You're dealing with investors. Every Joe Schmo around this country, every Grant Cardone wannabe, every hedge fund who wants to buy dozens of houses at a time. You're competing with Airbnb. You're competing with Vrbo. You're competing with BlackRock. You're competing with Grant Cardone. You're competing with, go on YouTube and type in real estate investing. There's hundreds of people teaching classes on how to buy up real estate in every way possible, right? You're competing with these people too, along with the renters sitting in their house. Like, it's a feeding frenzy. And I think that's why we've seen equity rise even as rates have stalled, just because the amount of competition on the market is insane.
They started taking their investment money on Wall Street from a different spot, tech companies, all this stuff, creating new companies and that. They go, oh, this real estate thing has some potential. It doesn't go away. It's there all the time. Values are going to go up. Rents are going to go up. And the building industry got decimated for 10 years after that 2007, 2008, where they built half the amount of homes they really needed to, because they couldn't build a home for less than it costs for a regular home.
100%.
Now they're way behind. Millions of homes behind. And so until they catch up, or until regulation calms down a little bit and builders can build more homes, we're going to have a supply issue for a long time.
Which is going to keep these prices rolling.
Exactly.
Like I said, if we're short on houses in 2024, I don't know why anybody thinks 2025 is going to be any better. It's like going to Raider Stadium, not being able to find parking, right, against the Panthers, and then coming back and thinking you're going to find parking during the Chiefs game. Like, dude, it's only going to get worse each time out,
And I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
When I say flat, I mean they're not going to go up by 10, 12%.
Yeah.
I think it's going to hover around that 3 to 4% range, personally, on appreciation next year.
3 to 4%?
Yep.
So you think it'll be worse than it was?
I think it'll be worse than it was
last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like this. I like when we disagree, because that means at the end of the year, we can see who's right and someone's going to get a pie in their face.
We have that pie in the face.
Someone's going to get their pie in the face.
Yeah.
Austin. Yes, sir. Before we finish today, remind me, I'm doing a giveaway for the people in the channel. Yeah. See, I didn't tell them before, because I'm going to see who is actually going to listen.
Can you also have them go follow me on TikTok?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like 150 shy of going live.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do a whole boost for Bill on TikTok. I'm going to do a huge giveaway for that. We're going to do a huge giveaway. When Bill hits 1,000, we're going to give away $1,000. How about that? We'll do something huge like that. Something crazy and fun and silly, right?
I'm close too.
He's close too, right? Bill, finishing notes here, right? Because we want to get people in and out of here. We know people are busy, so we want to be able to have them digest the information and get on with their days, right? If the rates dip into the 6s, Lord, heaven forbid 5.9s. Heaven forbid the 5.9s, right? And conforming loan limits hover around 800,000. FHA hovers around, 518, 528, whatever. Are you looking at 7, 8, 9% home increase prices?
I think you're over 10.
Over 10%.
Yeah.
So the average $400,000 house is going up to $440,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're going to have multiple offers. You're going to have less inventory. There's going to be less to choose from. And will they go down that low? Potentially, but I'll tell you, we had one really bad jobs report.
Yeah.
And it's going to take 6 months before Wall Street feels comfortable with a trend in jobs and the economy, at
Okay.
least. That's
Okay.
that's why I think rates will be a little bit stay the same for that 6-month period.
So, if your best advice to people, based on what you just told them, would it be best to wait 6 months for a better job report for a shift in the market, or do you think they should get ahead of the market?
They should 100% get ahead of the market. 100%. There's homes out there now to buy. They're sitting a little bit longer than they have.
Yep.
There's seller concessions, seller paid closing costs. You got to take it. And the mortgage payment to many people, Brandon, is scary.
Yep.
But they have to, if they want to be in this long term, they may have to just sacrifice for a period of time until the rates do drop and they can refinance down to a more comfortable mortgage payment for them. Many people can qualify. It's their personal budget, which I am all about personal budget, but they may have to take a calculated risk.
Yeah. What we're going to do for people next week, because we're going to be talking about the interest rate and its effects on people's buying power. We're going to be talking about that for the next few weeks, right? We may even do like a quick short episode and just do, in fact, do you guys have time after this one? Do you guys have about 10, 15 minutes
Sure.
after this? We're going to do a short episode. It's going to be not a full class. It's going to be about a 10 to 15 minute episode explaining to people the exact math and the exact numbers on the interest rate changes. So we're going to take a $400,000 house at 7% interest and then that same house at 5% interest, and we're going to break down all the numbers. So after you watch this video, make sure you guys tune in for the next one. Bill, thank you for your time here today. Thank you for staying for multiple episodes.
Can I just ask you a personal question?
Ask away.
How fun was it for you to put up Christmas lights on your property
Oh,
for the first time? When you drive by, is it awesome?
it's the best. We had the entire neighborhood was like everybody walks their dog around my cul-de-sac because me and my neighbors, we go big on decorations for so everybody comes and walks their dog by our area. And we probably had 7 or 8 people ask our electricians, hey, how do we get that on our house? Like, this is really cool, No putting up, no having to climb the roof to hang, dangle Christmas lights, then climb up there and pull them down and then untangle them from a box. None of that crap, man. They're permanent. I couldn't be happier. And I can literally change them from a phone in my pocket right now. Oh, it's the
man,
best.
That's awesome.
It's the best.
Well, I want to see a picture of it
I will.
because I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. We might even I'll do a whole YouTube video on that. We'll do a whole Christmas lights video. In fact,
Okay.
We have a video coming that's called like the first 6 months in a new house. So we're going to detail all the stuff that we've done in our house so far. And like, it's going to be cool. I'm really excited for where we're going. With
I know
this.
you changed it up already.
Come on, man. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I genuinely appreciate it. Bill, I appreciate your time. Austin, thank you for sitting here with us and listening to us rock out about real estate. I hope you guys learned something today. As always, hit that subscribe button because we are pumping out weekly content for you guys. We've got about 73 episodes going now. You guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, get your real estate information. Me and Bill will answer all of your questions. If you leave a question in the comment below, or if you reach out to us directly, Bill, how can they contact with you?
OOH.Gaylord. And that's my handle for Instagram and TikTok.
Yep. And then as always in real life, you guys can just reach him at BillGaylord.com. You can call him, text him, email him, connect with him directly. He will help you guys. Bill, can you help somebody in Maine?
100%.
What about Oklahoma?
Yes.
Kansas?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Alabama?
Yeah.
Texas?
Yep.
Florida? Oregon?
Oregon, yes, for sure.
Arizona?
Washington, Arizona.
So pretty much any state they're
Any
in,
state
you
there
can help
is.
them.
Yes. I
Right?
got one right now in New York.
Come on.
There you go.
And as always, I'm Brandon from Vegas. You guys can find me anywhere on the internet just by typing in Brandon from Vegas, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. Right here on YouTube. Leave your guys' questions below. If there's something we didn't answer today, let us know about it. We love your feedback, whether positive or negative. And now we are going to be doing a giveaway. A giveaway. That's right. We're going to do a giveaway for anybody who's still in the comments section.
I have one that has been active since the beginning.
Who is it?
A Deo,
A Deo?
which I think is Amy from Miami.
Oh, that's my girl.
Yeah, she's like the only one that's been.
She's always proactive. She like literally, that's my girl.
Thanks, Amy.
Amy, check your Amy, check your DMs today on TikTok. I got something special for you, okay? We're going to start doing a giveaway for people who are actually in the YouTube channel. I'm going to say, Amy, send me your Zelle or your Venmo. I'm going to Venmo you $100, Amy. I'm going to Venmo you $100 for always popping in the chat and being a nice person, for heading over to the YouTube and always being inquisitive. I love that. So what we're going to do weekly from now on is we're just going to do a random money giveaway for people in the YouTube channel. That's right.
I love it.
That's right.
Means you gotta be there.
It means you got to be there. You got to show up, but we are going to reward it. Maybe we'll start doing Amazon gift cards. We'll do all kind of fun stuff, right? Amazon gift cards are easy to give away. That's easy stuff.
Rob
So-
just asked if he can get something.
I think they would probably want a Brandon from Vegas sweatshirt.
Nobody, they want money. If they had to choose
I
between,
want a brand.
I want a Brandon from Vegas sweatshirt.
we
Dude.
will have them
We
made.
got to get some garb.
some merch.
Yeah,
Hey,
some
guys,
merch.
Thank you for your time. We're going to head over to make the next video. As always, come and be my neighbor. Peace, 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 peace.